All right, good evening, guys. Welcome to the marketplace with Uchonoche this lovely evening. I hope your weekend was great, and I hope your day has been great so far. We're in May. This is a political month, the month of primaries, the month of change of guards, the month of selection. So it's a tense month. I don't envy politicians right now. They are tensed, and everybody's trying to see how they can get the ticket from their parties. I wish them well. In both parties, we're not partisan here. We just want the right person to get the ticket and start his campaign in essence. All right, I greet you guys from Marketplace Apostles. Remember, here at Marketplace Apostles, the things we do are 5 core areas. We have 5 core areas which we call the fivefold, jokingly call the fivefold ministry, and that is business, career, leadership, personal finance, and life issues. Those are the 5 core areas, and marriage as well. Life issues and marriage, as it relates to marriage, and even in the workplace, how to relate with one another in the workplace. See, you can be a great entrepreneur, can be a great leader, a great business person, but you might not be able to handle mistakes. I have seen a few people that have superiority complex. They don't think they can make mistakes. I have people that don't have superiority complex, but when they make a mistake, they beat themselves up too much, to the extent that it can slow them down or practically grind them to a halt. So how do we handle mistakes is what I want to talk about today. How to handle mistakes, because we make them. We are human beings. We are prone to making mistakes. It's not a secret at all that we are prone to making mistakes. So just stay with me a couple of minutes, and this is what I want to deal with. In fact, the next 2 Mondays, this Monday and also next week, we will be dealing on also how next week we'll be dealing on how discussing means at which mistakes made can be corrected. So we're here. We're talking about mistakes, how to do that. My quotes, this guy. So, like I said, it's no secret. Ask human beings, we're all prone to mistakes. Even the best of us and the best plans that we have, they can turn out bad. They can go wrong. The best plan can always go wrong, and the best of us can also make mistakes. So it's not something that we should not be mindful of, because I've been, many years ago, I think I was in a seminar and somebody talked about mistakes. How do we cope with mistakes? And the lecturer was like, no, we don't talk about negative things here. That for a leader should not be bogged down with negative things, always thinking of positive things. And I said to myself, is mistakes, are they negative or positive? Is it that we should, is it now failure, has it now become a negative thing? Failure is part of life. For me, always say that failure is the ladder that takes you to success. Because if you have not failed before, you will not have hunger for success. If you have not even failed before, you will not even know what success is. Failure at times is what helps you even realize your purpose in life. So it's not a bad thing to fail. It's not a bad thing to fail. The best of us make mistakes. So what do you do when you make a mistake, especially in the workplace? These are some of the common things people do. They will cringe. and they will act as if it did not happen. They will ignore it and maybe expect it to blow away. Some will shift the blame to something or someone. I think it's the weather. I think it's the economy. I think it's the president. I think it's the political parties. Believe me, if you want to have reasons that you can use for excuses, there are many. They are unending. So this is how people usually react. You know, that's our tendency. We just, you see someone makes a mistake and you can just see that it's like their life has stopped and they are just like, whoa, what did I just do? Some will even begin to insult themselves and say, oh, look at me. Why are you doing this? Is this what your mates are doing? How can I do this again? And you don't know, I talked about it last week, when you begin to talk down on yourself, you don't understand the power of, or some of us don't understand the power of our words, or the power of words. Words carry power. And those, especially coming from you to yourself as well, they carry a lot of power. So if you keep telling yourself, oh, this is how you behave, this is what, every cell, you see, everything in existence, they have ears. It's just because you cannot see their ears, they have ears. Because the Bible told us that that mountains will skip like ram at his appearance. And also that Jesus said at one point that, how can ask stones to begin to praise me? So if stones can rise and begin to praise, then it means that stones can talk if given the opportunity to talk. Everything in creation, the cells in our body, we all know that we've seen sick people continue to confess, I am healed, I am whole, I will walk out of this hospital. And indeed they did, because they were speaking to their cells and their organs, and everything in their body started to respond to it. Okay, so when we cringe and begin to say those things, they have negative effect on us as a people. And please, it's not and others just do the blame game. They just blame something, the weather, the government, whatever, your mother-in-law, your stepmother, whatever it is, you just call them, just say something, or you blame someone. That's what people normally do. But today we want to have a clearer view of what mistakes are, so that we realize when we're making one, and when we are making the mistake of not recognizing our mistakes. So what is the definition of mistakes? I would say that mistake is an error, a goof, or a slip-up. When you make a mistake, it means that you've done something incorrectly. Mistake has a lot of uses, but the irony of life is that you must first do something wrong before you be able to benefit from mistakes. And so somebody is looking at me here today and say, how can mistake have some good sides? I'm going to give you 6 reasons very soon how mistakes can be good, and the good side of mistakes. But before I get there, there are different kinds of mistakes. There are different levels of mistakes. There are different level of intensity, degree of intensity of impact of these mistakes can have in our life. For example, if you are in a maths class and you don't get your formula, the worst that you can do is that you're going to fail. But when you have a gun and you mistakenly press on that trigger, somebody might get killed. So you need to realize that mistakes can be from mild to extremely dangerous. So we need to talk about what that mistake is all about. Let me give you the 6 reasons why mistakes can be good for you. First, this is how you learn. You tell a child, don't touch that stove. that light, when a child first sees the blue light when you light up a stove, it's quite interesting. They want to put their hands, and so that they try. And so sometimes if you're not looking and that child finally puts their hand into the fire, they will realize that they will learn something, that fire burns. When you do things, and it backfires, at least you've learned something. I remember there was a young man in school. We were in school, and in school, a lot of people take, maybe that in boarding house, since the uniform was given by the school, some people would just get up in the morning and just wear their trousers and just be going around to look for clean shirts that somebody has washed and somebody has ironed, and they will take it and go. People used to do it, and it wasn't that much of a big deal, because most people write their names. But this guy took it a bit far, and I remember the house master or the house prefect was telling him that, look, you are enjoying doing this, and when you leave this place, when you leave school and you do it outside, we might forgive you here, but when you leave school and do it outside, it will be regarded as theft, and as stealing, and when you're caught, you'll be dealt with. He said, no, that okay. So he got into the university, so I heard, and he took somebody's stuff, just the same. His friend, he took somebody's stuff. His friend didn't tell him on time. The friend was furious. When he found out, the friend had already called the police, and they came, and this boy was picked up. He confessed and said they were just playing, but he had to involve his parents, had to come down, and they had to solve the problem. But the important thing is that they were telling you this in school. Stop taking people's things. You can do that in the confines of a secondary school, but outside there, when you become an adult, once you've crossed 18, you're an adult and you'll be treated as one. It's just like fighting in school. They will separate you, nothing happens. But when you meet somebody on the street, fight, one of you can call police, and it becomes a police case, and people get arrested. So you learn from these things. Mistakes we make, we learn from it. Some people have relationships, have been in relationships. They didn't handle that relationship well, and they lost that person, and that thing is always there. Sometimes you do better in a relationship because you lost someone that came into your life that was very dear to you, and you know that this was God sent, but because you were immature and not even ready for any relationship, you lost that. And when you now get somebody that is equally valuable, you will learn. You've already learned your lesson, made your mistakes, and you treat this person better, and guess what? You have a better relationship. So it's a good thing. Mistakes help us to learn. Mistakes can have unexpected positive consequences. That's what I'm saying. Mistakes, sometimes you can make a mistake, and that mistake can even give you notoriety. As in, mistake can even make you famous. Some people have made mistakes, and that mistake has even led them to be known. You can make a mistake, everybody laughs at you, but that gets you noticed. I'll give you another story. There was this couple that got married. So we were all in a school together, and the girl was very bright, but the boy wasn't so bright. He sits at the back, and he was all those back benchers, and also, unfortunately, the speaker here was also part of the back benchers. So I know that story of where, because of the noise, the teacher had to bring the guy to come forward and to answer some certain questions. But of course, he goofed, he made a big mistake. But this is where everybody was laughing at him for weeks. So this lady now approached him and said, look, I can help you in this course. if you want, I can help you. And that was how she not only helped him, but they are husband and wife today. So you see how positive consequences can arise from a mistake. He made a mistake talking too much in class. He was brought forward, made a big blunder, but this has led for him to meet his significant other. So things happen. Mistakes set us on the right path at times. Also, the third thing that mistake does for us is that it teaches us about who we are. You know, when you make a mistake, especially those shameful ones, those ones that have some form of negative impact on you, when the shame goes, or when you've been able to go out of circulation for a while and you come back, you now begin to teach you, that mistake will teach you who you really are. To ask yourself, who am I? You know, you begin to understand, but I didn't even really like. I'm not even that person. Have you ever asked yourself, something happened to you and you were like, but that is not even me. I don't even know what I went there for. That person is not even the kind of friend I want to have. So I don't even know why I went there and I got insulted. You know, there are many things that can happen and you begin to say, no, that's not me. It helps you to discover who you are. Another thing that mistake does is that it can free us to pursue our goals. After the weeping, after the tears, there's something about deep emotions, deep feelings. It helps you to think better. Because just say maybe you lose a loved one, or you lose your job, or you are in an embarrassing situation. What happens is that you begin to think about goals. Now you can set goals. Before, you just went out there, you just did something and say, maybe business, let me just do something and end. And it didn't work out. And there was a lot of money that is missing or lost. You know, maybe even though that money was a loan. But now, if you want to try again, now you will not be careless. You will set down rules. You will set down rules. You also clarify your priorities and say, no, this is what I want. This is what I want to achieve. This is what I don't want to achieve. And it helps you to set goals and set priorities. It helps you. Mistake does that. Lastly, concerning what the good part of mistakes is that mistakes give you something to laugh about. You know, sometimes when you think about your mistakes, what you did in the past is a good place to laugh. It's good to laugh at your mistakes. It's good to laugh at yourself from time to time. It shouldn't be too hard and too rigid and hard on yourself. You know, learn to laugh about things. Okay, so let me give you how to handle a couple of ways you can handle mistakes. The first one is that accept that making mistakes happen. You have to accept that they happen. Accept that mistakes happen. It's a way of life. You just need to accept it. While mistakes do happen, you have to make sure, make effort not to avoid many mistakes. Once you have made a mistake before, it becomes easier for you to be cautious, to be alert when the next time comes. You know, so when you're given a task, you will ask for clarification. You will want to seek understanding before you go ahead. You know, sometimes they give you a task, an assignment, and say, I can do it. It's not a problem. Then you try, then you fail. Or an exam can be there, professional exam. I know one guy that went for a professional exam and he said, is it not what I have been practicing here over 5 years I've been in this department. How can I fail? He went to the exam hall and he failed because he did not prepare. It's not about having the knowledge, it's about how you articulate the knowledge and how you are able, the people marking the script want to see how you think. It's not about just knowing it, but how you think. How do you want, how will you handle issues? And clearly in that examination, he wasn't able to tell the lecturers or tell the people marking it that this is what he will do when this happens. Not because he has the experience. And obviously he learned the hard way. He learned the hard way. Please try as much as possible to ask all the questions that you need. If you need to know something to complete an assignment, please by all means ask questions. When you ask a lot of questions, it will keep you safe from making a lot of mistakes. Okay, so no questions are silly, or no question is silly or stupid. In fact, the stupid question is the unasked question. Someone said that. The stupid question is the unasked question. So we should try as much as possible to make sure we ask many questions, because in asking questions, we are also learning. We're also learning. The second point, how to handle mistake, is that when a mistake does occur, admit it immediately. Certain people don't like to admit their mistakes immediately. So you need to swallow your pride. When a mistake is done, swallow your pride. Even though you are embarrassed, swallow your pride. Even though you are afraid, chest it up and swallow your pride and confess to whoever, to your boss, to your wife, to your whatever. Swallow your pride. Look, I made a mistake. The sooner a mistake is admitted, the sooner it will also be remedied. But when a mistake is made and you're trying to cover it, what you're doing is you're just adding more gunpowder, waiting for the day that thing is going to explode. The situation only gets worse if you wait to deal with something, and at a particular point in time, because you have waited for so long, that thing is no longer easy for you to resolve. Accept that you made a mistake, accept it, then move on immediately. Make amends, you move on. Once you accept that you made a mistake, you're already halfway there in trying to resolve it. The third point on how to handle mistakes is don't make excuses. Even if you have legitimate reason, don't make excuses. Sometimes life gets in the way and things happen that are unavoidable. But if you keep making mistakes, keep making excuses rather, even if you have genuine reasons, after a while people will look at you like somebody that makes a lot of mistakes. Example, I think he was in Lagos back then. This guy, he used to leave his house by 5, I think about 5 a.m. to get to work, and he came out the first time. The second time he came out, and he was late to work because I think they were trying to put drainage somewhere along his street or somewhere along where he lives, and so that causes a lot of traffic in the morning. He didn't know that they were doing drainage. Okay, so the first time he got to work late, I think he came to work late like 3 times, and the boss was not happy about it. And he tried to let the boss know that this is what has been happening to me. He had legitimate reason, I had a staff. I'll come back to him. I had a staff, a lady that came to me and said, look, she cannot leave later than 6:15 because where she lives, or 6:30, because certain boys come out from 5 a.m. and they rob people, they molest people, people going to work. They target those people going early to work. So she said she can't come out. But I've heard about that area, so it was easy for me to say, okay, let me extend your resumption time by 30 minutes. And I also told the rest of the people, the staff, that look, this lady is not coming because she has this peculiar problem at that time. Okay, so this is one of the ways you can have legitimate excuse, and you don't have to keep making excuses. So this guy took excuse the first time, the second time, and by the third time he knew that if he cannot go back to the boss and tell him that, look, this drainage that they are doing here is going to take weeks and it's going to affect me. And he knew that the boss will never accept to give him any form of concession on when to resume. So what he now did was that Monday to Friday, he had a friend or a colleague or a relative, don't know which one, that he moved close to, away from home. So he only goes home on Fridays, and on Sunday evening he goes to where he's sporting during the week. And so he helped him to even be coming to work earlier. So one day, I don't know what happened to his boss. His boss now decided to visit his area, and he left very early. He got there very early, so he now realized that this is the problem they were having in that place. So he came to the office on a Monday and apologized to this guy. Sorry for shouting at you, that you're making excuses. I actually went to your area and I saw for myself that they were doing this. So don't make excuses. When you make too many excuses, people will begin to think that you are an excuse master. They begin to think that you are lazy, don't want to get anything done. Even the valid excuses will make it seem as if you are trying to avoid the blame for something. So do something about it. I think that your boss or whoever is in authority over you wants to know, what are you doing? You need to take full responsibility. Do whatever you need to do to make sure you get over that. So this is one way to get over failure in getting to work on time, but he dealt with it. And until when the boss found out that that was a problem, he now gave him the concession he needed, so that he can move back home and come to work. I think he got like 1 hour extra resumption time. So he helps. Nobody wants to be. Nobody wants to help someone that they think is lazy and making a lot of excuses. So another way we can deal with handle mistakes is to do everything in your power to make it right. Do everything in your power to make it right. Whatever you can to fix the problem. When a problem occurs, do whatever it is for you to be able to fix it. At least fix it to an extent. If you have to keep late nights to finish the project, if you have to make calls, emails, whatever you need to do if there's a problem with your client, for instance, whatever you need to do, whatever steps you need to take to correct it, make sure that you're doing it, and make sure the client is also aware that you're trying to sort out the problem, not allowing the bad wind, as some people say, to just come and blow over. There must be something, whatever is in your power, to make that error, to correct that error. I will advise that you do that. Okay, the fifth point I want to bring about how to handle mistake is that be prepared for repercussion. Yeah, because I've seen people get weary. I've seen people get bitter. I've seen people get angry, especially when things happen. You know, maybe you have apologized, but yet you lose that thing. Maybe you have asked for forgiveness, but yet something happens. You don't win back the person. You need to realize that after every mistake is made, there's some form of repercussion, even if it's from mild to very grievous, but there is repercussion. Like we're talking about the workplace, you can make a mistake, make amends, but you still be fired because of company policy. It's not because of one person, and they won't change their policy because of one person, but because of company policy, they will have to let you go. But you need to realize that I made a mistake, I corrected it, but this is the repercussion. I need to take it and I need to move on. Okay, and also when you make a mistake, sometimes trust is broken. Trust is broken. So you know that maybe your boss might not really like you that much again, or trust you that much again, but you can do all that is in your power to begin to rebuild that trust. All right, another point I want to bring out is that you need to celebrate your mistakes. When you hear celebrating your mistakes, it's like, how do I celebrate my mistake? There's a lot of learning curve opportunities that develop from the chance, from the mistakes. You know, making mistakes is, I think it's making mistakes it can cause your creative juice to burst out, to come out. It can have, I'm looking for a word, that mistake can help bring out the best in you at times. Mistake, yes, is painful, but sometimes it is the vehicle, the solution to that your problem. Because when everybody, you are being maligned, you are being looked down upon, they call you all names, you see that at times you just have this inner anger and strength to prove yourself. So you might make a mistake, but yet you can come out of it. All right, another point I want to talk about is take a breather from time to time. Take a breather from time to time. You know, the workplace can be fast and stressful, and stress can cause mistakes. When you're under stress, you can make mistakes, and some of these mistakes can be costly to the organization. It might cost them money because you're not thinking clearly. You know, so try as much as possible to take a breather, take a break at times, and go on leave. I know that some places, some lucrative positions, especially in government, we used to discuss this with my brother and also some of my friends. Some people don't want to go on leave. 10 years they've been in a position, they don't even want to be promoted. There's a man they told they want to promote you, take you from Port Harcourt to Lagos. The man started crying that he will not leave because he knows it's in a lucrative spot. So he doesn't want a situation where he is taken away from that particular place. But you need to take a breather, because when you're under stress, you make a lot of mistakes. And try to find ways for you to unwind. Listen to some music, take deep breaths, especially when someone is annoyed. Do the things that you love that can take away. Do the things that you love that can take away that pressure from you, that take away that pressure that comes from making a mistake. You know, just do the things that you love. Take out time to do that. It helps. Okay, then lastly, I want to say, go easy on yourself. We all make mistakes. Please don't beat up yourself. Don't compare yourself with others. Those that compare themselves with themselves, they are not wise. And those that compare themselves with others are not wise. Even the Bible says that focus on your own development, your own self-development. You should examine what went wrong, but don't beat yourself up over it. and you will definitely be okay. So guys, this is some of the reasons why, some of the points that I'm giving to you, that can help you, so that you can overcome or at least handle mistakes. This is a parting word concerning mistakes. Mistakes cannot be averted, but they can be controlled and corrected. Mistakes cannot be averted. We'll keep, as long as we are humans, we have this flesh, we keep making mistakes. We keep making, but they can be curtailed, controlled, or corrected. And next week I'll be dealing with means at which mistakes already made can be corrected. Listen, next week, mistakes already made, can they be corrected? You will know next week. So please, I want to urge you, try as much as possible to invite someone on next week Monday. Invite someone next week Monday as we round up this discussion on mistakes and means at which we can use to make amends to correct our mistakes. It will be awesome. I especially invite you 5 p.m. on Monday next week. Also, I want to specially invite you for Wednesday. On Wednesdays is my mentoring, coaching, counseling session. I do the 3 depending on the questions I'm asked. This is how it works. Just send me a question. Put the question on my DM. I'll pick it up from my DM and I'll answer. I'll just want you to show up 5 p.m. on Wednesday as well. 5 p.m. Wednesday, and I will come to answer the questions that will be put on my DM. And if you don't have questions, just come and listen to people's questions and listen to the solution to their problems or to their questions. I know that you will be blessed. Okay, get ready for Making Nigeria is coming. Making Nigeria is the largest event and business and conference and exhibition. This largest business exhibition and conference in the south and southeast of Nigeria. Do not miss it for anything. As days go by, we will be giving you more details of how it is. This year it's going to be live. It's going to be physical. It's not going to be virtual in any way. So we will all meet again after 2 years of being apart. So please, next week I'll give you the dates and you'll begin to see promos coming out of those concerning the Making Nigeria. Make it a date. Until then, see you on Wednesday 5 p.m. for my mentoring session. God bless you guys.